Now, we're 5 years on since the first COVID lockdown, and some of those who lost out financially are calling on the government to compensate them. While almost 12 million UK's employees' jobs and wages were protected by a furlough scheme, others didn't qualify for financial support. And that hardship still affects them today. Michelle Cross has this special report.
I don't feel like we're all moving on together because I've still been left behind like millions of other people.
We are now building up a further debt against our future.
Tim in West Sussex and Chris in Oxford are still feeling the financial effects of the COVID pandemic.
In live events, we was the first to close, last to reopen. And to this day, I'm still losing work.
We produce calendars and guidebooks and diaries. And no one was going to buy the sort of things we do online. You don't buy a postcard in advance of going to the place. We were trading one week and shut down the next.
For both of them, the impact was instant.
In the pandemic, I was having sleepless nights, worrying all the time. How long is this going to go on for?
Until the government stepped in.
Well, today we announced a brand new loan scheme for the smaller businesses. They will be able to get up to £50,000, a quarter of their revenue, very easily with a simple form, standard.
And I was like, oh, fantastic, I've got a life. Oh, I'm going to be supported through this.
I'm afraid that didn't help us at all.
As company directors, furlough didn't apply to Chris and his wife.
10 of the little souvenir, I've got you, and 50 of the calendars, yeah. The government refused to cover dividend payments. They've refused to cover our costs. Had I been an employee, I'd have been perfectly legitimately furloughed. 80% probably would have been, what, £2,500 a month?
I looked and I was like, oh, I'm not getting no money here. I thought, oh, that's all right, that they must have made a mistake.
Tim also realised he didn't qualify for financial support either.
They said, oh, no, you can't get furloughed because you're on a short-term contract. And I was like, right, we are really in trouble here.
It became a really rapidly descending spiral. We had to cash in our main pension. I'd saved into it for 40 years. We have definitely lost £10,000 every year off the pension we would have had. And that's just because the government wouldn't give us a small amount of money to keep limited company directors going. I know there are 700,000 limited company directors who were excluded. We had to remortgage the house.
I lost my home and everything, and I slept on the mattress on the floor in my parents' house. Obviously, it's put me in massive debt, which is paying off. So yeah, it's very mentally strained. It's not good at my age to be doing what I'm doing.
Very early on, my health started to suffer. Every morning I wake up with a wildly beating heart. I lost about 1 stone in weight. I'm never going to recover that money unless the government does wake up and actually start to compensate people for what they have lost.
We're trying to get this government just to say, come on, you're the party of equality and social justice.
I think the government has to take responsibility for the mistakes that were made. And although they weren't the ones in power at the time, central government is the only one that can look after this.
All I've said all along is I want a lifeline and have what everyone else got, and then we can all get back onto an even keel and everyone in the country can move on.
Our thanks to Tim and Chris for sharing their stories. In response, the Treasury told us decisions on eligibility for COVID-19 financial support were taken by the previous government. The current government has no plans to assess or pursue a financial compensation scheme.